Hello and welcome back to the 6 a.m. Club where we start our day inspired. Today's quote, it's for you. I want to start by saying this. This quote is meant for you. And I want to reinforce that, for you. I know that there is something in your mind, that there's something that you have been thinking about, dreaming about, reflecting about, and you keep thinking about it and reflecting about it and dreaming about it with a lot of excitement, but at the same time maybe fear, and maybe the fear is taking over and paralyzing you more so than the excitement is pushing you forward. So this quote is for you. You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. One more time, again, this is for you. You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. I truly believe this, and I truly believe that this quote is for you listening right now. The same way that it is for me. You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. You will reach that goal. You will realize that dream. You will be able to do what you've been thinking about doing, dreaming about achieving. You will. But you need to be brave enough to start. The only way that you are going to achieve that you've been thinking about is if you start. And not start thinking about it because you've been thinking about it for a while. Start taking action. I want you to think about what is the smallest step, the smallest action that you can take right now, even as you're listening to me right now, that will commit you in the long term to this dream of yours, to this idea that you have, to this goal that you have, you want to set for yourself, but you're so scared because you think that you're not capable or that is too big or that it would never happen. I know that those thoughts are going through your mind. I know, because I have been there. I know how that feels, that internal battle of wanting something so much, but at the same time being so scared of failing at pursuing it. But you can achieve that. And you should pursue that dream. And, a big and, you need to be brave enough to start. And you don't have to start with a big step, a big action. You just need to start with a little step. The tiniest little action, a 2-millimeter action, but one that will commit you to the long term. And I want to give you some examples. Maybe this helps. One example can be you want to lose weight and you've been thinking about it. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I need to lose weight. And every time that you're about to eat, you remind yourself, but you have this struggle, this internal battle. So what is that 2-millimeter action that you can do to start losing weight? Maybe it could be to subscribe to a food delivery service. Maybe it could be to purchase that gym membership. Maybe it can be sending a text to a friend saying, I am doing this. Would you do it with me? Maybe is hiring a coach. Maybe is going to the grocery store and buy a bunch of vegetables. Maybe is cleaning out your pantry and throwing away all the things that tempt you and throw you away from your goal. See, all of those are 2-millimeter actions. They're not big, but they will commit you in the long term. They will set you for success. They will create the conditions for you to actually achieve your goal of losing weight. Let's say that your goal is that you want to start a podcast. 1 2-millimeter action could be that you share in your social media accounts, next week, I am starting a podcast. By the way, I do that all the time. I remember 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I had a milestone birthday, and my parents were supposed to come from Spain to spend my birthday with me, and because of COVID, they couldn't. And I was so bummed down, and I told myself I need to find a different way to celebrate this birthday that is meaningful to me. And first I thought, I'm going to buy myself a ticket to a big conference. I've always wanted to go to a big conference. But there were no big conferences because of COVID. And then I said, well, maybe I can host my own virtual conference. And all of a sudden I had this feeling in all my entire body that was the thing that would make my birthday memorable. So I went ahead and in all my social media accounts, I said, hey, September, I'm hosting this virtual conference. We're going to have amazing speakers. It's going to be a 2 full day immersion. It's going to be completely free. And I started to talk about it. I had no idea who was going to talk on my event. How would I even technologically do that? Because I've never done it before. But taking that 2-millimeter action of sharing it with everyone, that is what committed me to figure things out to actually host for the first time Thrive. We had hundreds of people attending that conference. It was a complete success. So last year I did the same thing. I just made that decision that I really wanted to do the conference again, because that was the highlight of the entire pandemic for me, being able to host that virtual conference. And because now I had one success under my belt, I felt even more confident. And I started the same way. I posted it in social media. I told my friends it was happening. I had no idea how it was going to look like the second time around. This year, same thing. I posted, I said, this is the day that is happening. And I still working through confirming who is going to speak at the event. I even have built a website with all the people that I want to be there in the event, pouring all their knowledge, their wisdom, their experience into all of you that will attend to the event. But I still haven't had the confirmation from all of them. But now I am committed to create this amazing experience for all of you and for myself. That's what I talk about when I say you just need to take that little tiny first step. So once again, today's quote is for you. You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. You can fill the blanks to what that thing is for you. But I want to invite you today, right now, as you're finishing listening to today's episode, to think about what is that tiny little action that you can do today, right now, that will commit you in the long term to that thing that you've been thinking about, dreaming about, obsessing about. Because if you have been thinking about it so much and you have felt that excitement that feels right, that this is the thing that you want to pursue, is because it's meant for you to pursue it. And if it's meant for you to pursue it, I know that you will figure out the way of making it happen. You just need to be brave enough to get started.